The transfer window is in full flow at Nottingham Forest as they look to clear the decks to bring in some new players. Sam Surridge has now been told he can go, but is he going to go? Let's find out. Good morning, good evening, or good night, wherever in the world you are. Whatever time of day you're watching this, hope you are having a wonderful day. And welcome to your latest Nottingham Forest news. And guys, just before we get started, do not forget to go follow our news Twitter feed at FFTV High Press. That will have all the Forest breaking news for you there. So go click on that link. It's in the link tree down below. Guys, we got a lot to talk about in terms of transfer news, and most of it is potential outgoings from Nottingham Forest. As mentioned in the intro, this will be to clear the space for the new players that will definitely be coming in. There's also the news on Dame Murphy leaving on mutual consensus. We'll get into that, but we may need to do a second video on that today. And don't forget, tonight, the locker room is back with Lemmy and Megaphone Man, where we will be getting your thoughts on Blackpool, on the look ahead to Wolves, and on the transfer window as well. So let's jump into it, and let's start with Sam Surridge. Sam Surridge has been told by Steve Cooper that he is free to look and leave the club and go where his heart desires. However, the clubs that are interested, as we've mentioned to you a week or so ago, were Burnley and Sunderland. They have come back and said that the asking price from Nottingham Forest is too high for Sam Surridge, and they are starting to lose interest. On top of that, we're hearing that Sam Surridge doesn't actually want to leave Nottingham Forest and wants to fight for his place in the team. This was his stance at the start of the season, and it seems nothing has changed. However, his opportunities have been few and far between in the Forest first team. We did, of course, see him at Blackpool yesterday. We did an assessment and he came up on the naughty list in terms of his performance. Go check that video out after this if you haven't seen it already. But I don't understand why he wants to stay and fight for his place when it is clear he's not a front runner. Owoni's the better striker. Forest are starting to be linked to other number 9s as well. And all that's going to do is push him down the pecking order. For me, a loan or a permanent move would be in his best interest, especially as one of those clubs are Burnley, who look set to return to the Premier League, and that would give him another potential doorway into becoming a Premier League striker. Now, would that mean he would start for Burnley next season? Well, I guess that would depend on if he went on loan and how well he performs in the Championship. But for me, it would make more sense for him to go rather than stay, because I don't think he's going to get that run that he thinks he deserves in the first team. Now, the question for you guys is, does he deserve a run in the Premier League in the first team? Or do you think that Blackpool match was enough and you've made your mind up from it? Let me know down in the comments below. And let's move on to even more exits of some interesting players being rumoured. Wigan Athletic currently sit rock bottom of the Championship, and they are interested in 2 of Forest's players. One I'm very excited about, and 2 I'd kind of be a bit sad to see go. Player number 1, who I think would fit perfectly in there, would be Colback. Colback has been linked on with a move to Wigan. The second player is, believe it or not, Harry Toffolo, who only joined us this summer and has been in and out of that first team, and now that Lodi seems to have established himself as the number 1 left back, looks like his opportunities are few and far between. On top of that, add in the recovery of Omar Richards, which again has had another setback, so God only knows if his second leg will grow back or not, because, you know, let's not go into the Omar Richards and a stress factor again. You guys are going to set me off on it. We're going back to Toffolo. Maybe there is some truth in this rumor, because he's very, very limited to his current opportunities in the Premier League. And maybe he would be set better to go out on loan to a Championship club to make sure he gets a run of games under his belt. Now, Wigan, I would say, is too low for Toffolo. I could see him battling very well in a promotion hunting team and doing very well for any team that would approach him. In terms of Colback, I think he just about makes that level at Wigan, sitting at the bottom of the championship. But that's just my opinion on Colback. You may share it or you may hate it. Don't know. It's up to you guys. But this could happen because it would then start to free up some positions within the squad. Forest are looking probably to get between 3 to, I'd say, about 5 players into this window. Some of you may say that's too much, but we've seen the lack of squad depth against Blackpool. That showed its ugly head clear to us then. So I think we still need some potential into the first team. We've talked about it plenty. We still need a centre back. We still need a striker, and a CDM would be a Brucey bonus. But maybe we need 1 or 2 others as well who would come in to give a bit of depth to that squad. Maybe some mature players as well coming up into their 30s. We will, of course, bring to you all the links into Nottingham Forest. But there is a lot of talk about players going out. Let me know your thoughts about these two, Toffolo and Colback. How do you guys feel about a double swoop from Wigan? Get your comments in down below. French club Dijon, I don't know how to pronounce it, are interested in Embasso and taking him from Nottingham Forest. This, for me, is a well overdue move. I do feel the kid has a lot of potential, and that injury he suffered really did stop him from progressing in the team before. So do I see this one happening over the January window? I think I do, and I think it would be better for him to do it. And again, it frees up a space. But again, we will still need centre backs to replace him. But more importantly, I want to talk to you about O'Brien again. We did a full featured video on him yesterday and the issues that potentially have been going on behind the scenes. And as I mentioned to you about the rumours of him rejoining his old manager at West Bromwich Albion yesterday, and I predicted the strength of those rumours would increase and increase, and indeed they have. It seems to be there is a lot of truth behind what I was saying yesterday, and it is likely that Lewis O'Brien will be leaving in this window. I hope to God it is not true. I hope to God I am wrong, because I still think there's a hell of a player in him, but expect to hear more and more about Lewis O'Brien, maybe a bit of unrest, leaving Nottingham Forest in this window. It probably will be on loan. I don't think Forest will be able to recoup the money that quickly on a quick fire sale on O'Brien. So I expect him to go on loan to West Bromwich Albion and then maybe come back in the summer a better player, all kissed and made up with whoever he's fallen out with, be it the manager or fellow players. And let's hope he can then re-establish himself. I still hold on to the hope that everything will be sorted out before then and he can remain a Forest player, because I think he is a cracking little player. We'll be back in a little bit to talk to you guys about Dane Murphy and what's going on behind the scenes. But this was your transfer news update. Don't forget tonight as well, the locker room returns with Lemmy and Megaphone. So make sure you get your calls and thoughts in on there. Until then, before you leave, please do hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and if you want to support us. And thank you to all those new members from yesterday, those who upgraded to gold and those who joined as silver members for 99p. You don't know how much it helps the channel. Love you all. We'll see you in a little bit on the second video, and come on, you Reds.